or ready for that great conversation. Remember, it's basically about the elusiveness of the competency-based curriculum, or perhaps the elusiveness of education in the country. And now that we always say, or they constantly say, that that is an equalizer. And we also talk about the inequalities that we continue to witness as to the competency-based curriculum. On set is John Mugo. John Mugo is Executive Director, Zizi Afrique Foundation. Thank you so much for creating time. And then we have Christina Kelo. Christina Kelo is the Education Programs Officer of Jesse. Thank you so much for creating time. You'll probably tell us what Jesse does, largely. And we also have Brian Busire, who is the Head of Play Teach for Kenya. Asanteni sana, ladies and gentlemen, for creating time. I know this conversation is not coming to an end anytime soon. And we constantly want to ask ourselves whether we were ready for the competency-based curriculum. I think you've seen the stories that we have carried. And it breaks my heart that we get to hear these discrepancies as to students that are in rural areas compared to those ones in the urban areas. Maybe we need to go back from the point of the 844 system. Do you all suppose that the discrepancies were as huge as we get to witness today? Because most of them you hear could be as a result of insecurity, banditry, which are concerns that have been in existence before. Do you suppose that even with the 844 system, perhaps there was not much of a difference in terms of making sure that there's equalization of basically the question of education for students? John.
Yeah, thank you so much, and good evening, viewers. When we compare the previous curriculum and this one, the quality has always been low. So for me, it hasn't made a very big difference because we haven't addressed the quality issues. We know learning outcomes have been low, but we know that the inequities have been very wide. When you compare the arid north and many other parts, you find a child learning in one county has more than 10 times the chances of learning than another county. And yet all these are government schools. What CBC has done is, because we don't have teachers that are ready everywhere, so schools that are investing in CBC are running faster. And those schools now, like what we've seen in West Pokot, are falling behind even further. So if we don't do something to ensure that there is equitable implementation of CBC, then inequities are going to widen. What is a priority is teacher training, because CBC pegs on a good teacher, working with children and developing learning materials where they are. As opposed to previously, when you'd have a textbook as a teacher and you're using a book to teach children. Right. Now you are using activities. So if the teacher is not able to plan such activities, and another one is able to do it very well, like we have seen in Kasarani, then I think it's a serious problem and we need to do something urgently.